What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Toby. You know me from Sister Act 2, Mr. Oh Happy Day, and the hit R&B group City High. I'm welcoming everybody to tune into the Michael Finkley Show on YouTube and also on the Greater Works Network on Roku TV. Don't forget to subscribe.
Just to make it, just to make it, just to make it. I've been working all my life just to make it, just to make it, just to make it.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Michael Finkley Show. Thank you so much for joining us today. So my mind goes back to the time where I was 8 years old and I was in my grandfather's church, and that was the first time I ever sung a song in front of a group of people. And I tell you, I've been singing ever since. I remember one elder at the time who attended my grandfather's church, and he just remembered the song that I sung. Actually, a few years ago, I know he's almost 100 years old. I know he's almost 100 years old. And he saw me a few years ago, and he didn't remember who I was right off the bat. It took him a little while. Then I told him who my grandfather was, and immediately he said that the name of the song that I sung so many years ago, and it just amazed me. The power of music that can bring that remembrance, right? That can bring that healing, that encouragement that you so often need at times in this thing that we call life. And in saying that, I remember this awesome singing competition called American Idol. I think I was around 11 years old when it first premiered on Fox. And I tell you, it was just an eye-opener for me that people literally, you listen to these different artists as you're growing up, but you don't really think about you can make a living from this. And that competition was just a major eye-opener for me. So I'm so glad that I'm doing this week of Where Are They Now, so I get to reminisce through my childhood. It's just amazing. And today we were here from two of those awesome persons from American Idol way back when it first began, Chip Days and also Trenyce. You're in for another awesome show with some awesome people, y'all. So don't you go away. We'll be right back. Coming up, we have Trenyce. We'll be right back.
Morphin' time.
On the Michael Finkley Show, we have Catherine Sutherland and Nakia Parise. We can't forget Zordon. David J. Fielding is with us. Next Finkley, Friday. Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Lil Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you. Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie Lil Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie Lil Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie Lil Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Need a little motivation? Timothy Clifton is with us every week on Mondays to get your week started with a little motivation, all here on The Michael Finkley Show.
Everywhere you turn and everybody's looking, judging, criticize, making statements, hesitating, printing stories falsified. Understand me when I tell you truth gets buried in the lies. Babe, you better open your eyes, 'cause everything will be alright.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, our next guest, you may remember her from season 2 of American Idol. She is a Grammy-nominated singer, writer, and actor. She does it all. It's Trenyce. How are you?
I'm great, love. How are you doing?
I am super well. Thank you for being on today. And I'm excited. I'm excited because I've watched American Idol since I grew up on American Idol, literally since season 1 and going on to season 2 and that kind of thing. And, just seeing you all perform week after week and just voting and all that kind of good stuff, it just brings back some awesome memories. So I again, thank you. You made my day. Thank you for being with us today.
Of course. It is my pleasure to be here.
I love it. And so was music always a part of your life growing up?
Yes. Actually, I grew up in a musical household. My mom and dad met in a singing group. And yeah, it was 4 of them. They were couples. Mm-hmm. And so my mom and dad were together, and then they're best friends. And they went on, they were such good singers that they got signed to Stax Records back in the day. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And so Stax back then was like a big deal. Mm-hmm. There was Motown, and then there was Stax. Mm-hmm. And so my mom said that she got cold feet because her aunt was super religious. She lived with her aunt. Mm-hmm. Her mom was going through some things. And so she went to live with her aunt. And so because they had to go to church Monday through Sunday, my aunt was not having it. And so the music business to her was like a dangerous place. It was, full of demons and things like that. So my mom got scared off and she didn't do it. And lo and behold, she had me. Mm-hmm. And so she was just like, I would never keep my child from really what they want to do, whatever dreams they may have, I want them to seek that out. And so, music has always been a part of our lives. We, on Sundays, we would clean up together as a family. And we had this little extra room that was very hollow and the acoustics was amazing. Yeah. And it's where our Christmas tree would go. Okay. And so nothing was in there but our Christmas tree and my dad's setup for his records. Mm-hmm. So the year that he bought me my own little mini record player, first 2 records, Janet Jackson Control and Anita Baker's Rapture, right? Oh, right. Yes. And so, and a microphone stand that lit up, one of those little plastic ones from back in the day. Mm-hmm. And so we would go in there and sing all the time. My father sounds like Stevie Wonder. And he would teach me how to riff, how to run, how to harmonize with him. It was our bonding time. Like it was very special. And it's something that I will never forget.
I love it. I love it. And again, it shows as well that this is something that you did during your childhood, because I see that we have something in common. You were a part of the NAACP AXO.
Yes.
I was as well. I did it for painting here in South Carolina.
Goodness. Yeah. Do they still, I feel like that was such a, it was such a great idea because it allowed creatives, how you're in your own little world, in your own little bubble. And outside of choirs, there's so much more to the arts. Yeah. So it gives the photographers, it gives pianists, it gives people with an array of gifts a chance to compete on such a high level. And the prizes were great.
Exactly.
The prizes were great. So, oh my goodness. Well, hello. So, buddy, come on.
Yes. Oh, wow. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh my gosh, I did that too. Wow. Yeah. I didn't make it all the way up to like the national. I just kind of faded out in the local level, but just to still be a part of it, it's like, it was amazing. It was really amazing.
Yeah, I won that. Jennifer Holiday was my judge. Oh, yes.
Couldn't ask for better.
Let me tell you the story of that, actually. Wow. I submitted a song that I'd worked on in the studio. I can't remember the producer's name. I wish I could. But he was the first guy that I recorded with in a studio. He showed me technique. And I submitted this song that he wrote. And they loved it. And so I went on to do the competition, but I couldn't do my original song in the competition. So they said, what are you going to sing? And last minute, my mom was like, do the national anthem, right? And they said, well, nobody has sang the national anthem before. I don't think you should do that. And my mom said, you haven't heard my baby sing the national anthem. Do the national anthem, right? So I'm watching all of the other, my baby, right? I'm watching all of the other contestants go before me, and the microphone was cutting out, and it was like you were gargling or something underwater, and you really couldn't hear the person. So I said, Mom, I'm not going to use the microphone. Okay. And she goes, okay, all right, good. You know, go ahead. I got up there. I sang the national anthem a cappella, no microphone, and I won. And I remember Jennifer Holliday saying, I will see you amongst the stars. You are a true star. If you can get everybody in here to stand up and applaud for the national anthem, then you're well on your way. And I ran into her years later after I did Dreamgirls, and she remembered me. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, because that was the only season that I judged that competition. And I remember you being the girl that sang the national anthem. She was like, it was an unforgettable moment. And I was like, oh my word. So yeah.
Wow. Oh, wow. That is just amazing. Oh,
right.
That's something to carry with you. That's definitely something to carry with you for the rest of your life. And then you continued on. You went to the University of Memphis, right? You won a music scholarship as well. How was that experience?
I got a full music scholarship. I tell my mom all the time she owes me $40,000 because I double majored. Now I got a full music scholarship, which means full ride for free. But my mom was like, okay, but you need to make sure if this music thing doesn't work out that you have something to fall back on. Now, mind you, she's thinking about what her aunt told her. And she's also thinking, you know, have a plan B. But of course, if you're creative, you're thinking there is no plan B. This is it. Like, I want to do music, right? And so I double majored in nursing. And it is the worst decision. I mean, I'm not saying don't do nursing. All my aunts are nurses.
But nursing is a lot. You need to just do that in itself.
And that's what I wanted to tell my mom. I said, Mom, I don't think you understood that music was going to be very demanding. And so was nursing. Yeah. And so I needed to drop out of nursing. So I was sitting in my biology class and I said, Mom, I called her. I got up and I called her and I said, Mom, I think I know what I really want to do. And she said, what? I said, I think I want to do music full time. And she said, what? I said, yeah, I'm going to drop out of nursing. She could have, you know, you can feel that warmth on the back of your neck. Like I was literally like, she's going to hit me from through the phone. She's going to hit me.
It can happen.
You know, it can happen. Mamas make it happen.
Yes, they do.
She said, I give you 1 year to make it. 1 year. And if you don't do anything with it, you go back to nursing. I said, okay. I was like, I'll do this in 6 months. 6 months later, auditioned for American Idol and everything lined up.
Wow. Road to American Idol. Now, how did that even come about, though? How would you hear about these different auditions? I watched the first season. I was obsessed with Tamira Gray and Kelly Clarkson. Obsessed. Like, I thought I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. I want to do this next. If they do another season, I want to be on it. And I manifested it. I manifested it for myself. Around October, when the auditions came back around, I went to the website and my best friend and I, when they said they were having the auditions in Nashville, we drove 2 hours away from Memphis to audition. The process was so long. I lost my job because of it that I had. They had to fire me because I kept going back and forth. And then finally my mom came out on the last time we auditioned where Randy was, which is what made the show. And she was like, oh my God. I remember my mom saying on national TV, she was like, I hope she doesn't get fired. And I'm like, Mom, you know,
Thank you, Mama.
Thanks, Papa. But I did. I got fired. But it didn't matter because I was following my dream, and that journey has sustained me for the last, shoot, it's been almost 20 years.
Can you believe it?
No,
Oh, wow.
no, I can't. Every time I say that, I'm just like, wow, I cannot believe that it was that long ago. It just
Yeah.
feels like, okay.
Yeah, I look back on it and I see, oh my gosh, like I grew up in American Idol. I was maybe 11. And yeah, I grew up 31 now. So I grew up watching this show make stars every time it appeared. And so you came in fifth place, right?
Wait a minute. That makes me so teary-eyed. I have no idea what. 11.
Yeah, I was 11 years old. Yeah. Watching you all on Fox, calling in and voting, and oh my gosh, I want her to win. Oh, because I literally back then, even now, I was rooting for all the black people. I'm like, I want all the black people to win. I want all of you to
Issa
win.
Rae. You were Issa Rae in it. I'm voting for everybody black.
Everybody black. Everybody black. Yes. Yes.
I
When you
love
said
it.
that statement, I'm like, yeah, that's true. Yep. Mm-hmm.
If that wasn't a t-shirt statement right there, because that's
Listen.
that's what we're always thinking, but we never say it. And she said it. I'm like, I like
Right.
her.
Right. Just say what's on my mind. So you were in fifth place, right?
Yeah.
And so after American Idol, your life just changed completely. Please talk about this dramatic change that you saw.
Yes. I think it was almost immediate for me because I went ahead and I moved to Los Angeles.
Okay.
I didn't wait any time. This was what I always wanted for myself. So I said, this is the best time to capitalize off of it. Moved to Los Angeles on my own. No one else. Well, my best friend came with me, the one that, went to the audition with me.
Yeah.
She moved out to Los Angeles with me, became my assistant, and we hustled this thing down.
Yes.
The first gig I got was with Ryan Seacrest. He allowed me to be a guest host of his on his Ryan Seacrest show that was on television. So I had a job. I came out here with a job. And from there, I met Cheryl Lee Ralph. She became my fairy godmother. She helped point me in the direction of theater. I got, while I was performing for her, there was a woman that came up to me, a producer, who said, I have this incredible play I would love for you to be a part of. Elin Harris wrote a book. I'm turning it into a stage play. And I was like, you don't want me. I'm not an actress. Like, I don't do that. And she convinced me. She said, read the script. Let me know what you think and get back to me. And it just so happens that that book I'd read in high school and loved that character. It was Yancey Harrington Braxton. She was a Broadway star. She and her mom were always trying to trick men. And she was trying to be this rock star. And she ended up marrying this football player. And it was crazy. And then I met Jack A. Harry, who also became like a godmom for me.
I love her.
And every single step of my journey, I have met some incredible Black woman or some incredible Black man who has ushered me along, pulled me up, assisted me in some way. And I just, it's all, you just feel like it's destiny. You just know when your destiny just puts you on the right path to meet the right people at the right time.
Yeah.
And from there, theater became such a huge thing for me. Did Dreamgirls, Ain't Misbehaving, Motown. I mean, the vagina monologues. Like, I legitimately fell into acting without even trying. But I'm glad that I did because, music, acting, everything creative falls in line with one another. And when one thing is not working, you certainly need to have something else that you're doing. So it helped me to create a brand for myself that expanded beyond just vocals. Nice. Even now, I have the Art of Performing, which is me doing acting and singing lessons on Zoom, for Zoom classes and stuff like that for young ones. And I love it. And so, every little every couple of years, I feel like I'm reinventing myself. Lived
Right.
in London for 5 years, lived in China for a year, traveled the world, covered 2 passports completely. My life is, and has always been, I feel, guided by God. Like
Yeah.
I listen to what he says and I react. And no matter if I'm in a perfectly good place, when God says, okay, it's time to move, I'm like, wait, now? Like at this very right,
Yeah, right now.
right now? And he's like, oh yeah, it's time
Yeah.
to move on.
No.
Time to reinvent. It's time to
Yeah.
do something else. So yeah, it's been an incredible journey.
I love
Beautiful
that.
journey.
Oh, I love that. And then you have this single that you created on last year, In the End, All Right. Please talk about that. What inspired that? Because I've been
I
jamming to it for a minute now. So,
I love it. I actually did not create that last year. That song is 10 years old.
really?
I wrote that song in London. I wrote that
Wow.
song in London. I recorded with this guy named Sean Garrett
Mhm.
and Barrett. I'm sorry, not Garrett. But Sean Garrett does exist. I recorded with Sean Barrett in London, and in the midst of doing the Michael Jackson show I was in, on my weekends, I would go to the studio because I just needed to sing something different, do
Right.
something different with my voice, and just I was hoping to, create an EP out there, but juggling all that stuff just became crazy.
Mhm.
And we recorded that song, but then during the pandemic, someone posted it because it was on my SoundCloud for free.
Mhm.
And then a fan of mine posted it, who also is a friend of mine. He became a friend after being a fan. You know how that goes. Anyway, so he posted it on his Insta story, and he said, Trenyce, this song has been getting me through the pandemic. You need to, create a visual for it. And I said, this song, and I'd forgotten all about it. He said, yes, this song is very powerful. The words are incredible, and it's very fitting for the times. So
Mhm.
I went back and I listened to it again. I said, wow, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to release it. So I made a visual for it last year in July, released it in July. And the rest is, you get to hear it and love it and dance to it and, feel good about it.
Because like I said though, I listen to more. I'm a lyric person, and so I
Mhm.
listen to more of the lyrics. So if I can relate to it and it makes me feel inspired, motivated, encouraged, you got me. You
Yeah,
definitely got me, and this is that song for me,
thank
definitely. So I
thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, no, I wrote that in the midst of, just as I was saying in the lyrics, it was like I felt at that time as an artist, I didn't know who I was. I felt misunderstood. I felt like, from the Idol days, there was all these headlines all the time telling us who we were, and you couldn't get online and go because there was no real internet. You had to literally type in the web address to go to a blog.
Right.
And so you could not just answer everybody. And I felt so, I guess, just engulfed by all of these thoughts of who I was, and I needed to write a song to release all of that, to say, you know what, it's okay. Everything is going to be all right in the end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what is said about you, no matter if we're in the middle of a pandemic, a race war, a horrible presidency, combative religious. I mean, just everything that we're experiencing in the world that has just been a black or white situation, or a social dysfunction, everything that we've been experiencing, we've always come on the other side of it. COVID, just, a loss, just so much loss. And I go back and I read the words and I'm just like, yeah, this fits any angle. It fits every angle of your life, whether you are Black, whether you're a woman, whether you're gay, whether you're trans, whether
Hmm.
it fits in. So
Yeah.
I released it so that everyone else could release too,
That's it. That's it. That's
Mhm.
what it's all about. We're paying it forward, right? Definitely paying that
Yes,
feeling
yes.
forward. And so now that you've been living in this awesome dream of yours for the past almost 20 years, right?
Woo,
So what's
drink that.
next? What's your next biggest dream?
Hmm. Um, you know, I It's okay. So this is going to be a non-traditional answer, right?
Bring it on.
I am never in a place of being satisfied with anything, right? I am always trying to outdo myself. It has nothing to do with anyone else. You know, I can't, what COVID and the pandemic has taught me is that for as much as we plan things, we have to allow grace for God to come in and show us the next, the best, the new. So right now I'm living in the moment of continuing to go to acting class. I definitely want to be in more TV and film, right? I want to do more of that for sure. I want to still create music for sure.
Right.
But the rest of it, I am leaving to God to show me what I'm supposed to do, because it has been an eye-opening experience to actually take a break.
I love it. Yeah.
So I mean, in the 17, 18, however long years it's been, I've just been going. Oh, I gotta get the next role. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Oh, what is everybody else doing? Okay, so I need to be doing this. And for the first time in my life last year, when I got a chance to breathe and have balance, it felt incredible.
Amazing.
And now I can be open to, I'm not getting back on the rat race, but finding balance, work, love, incorporating a life inside of this bubble that I live in, and not just running for running's sake, being more strategic about what I'm doing. And that's what I'm doing. The art of performing, I want that to go even further. I enjoy teaching people to act and to sing. It is a joy of mine. And I didn't realize that I even had that in me. So that's what I mean when I say, you have to allow things to unfold, because there are things about us. We change every so often. We change every couple of years, and you get to relearn yourself.
Isn't that amazing?
It's amazing. So that's where I'm at. I'm in this place of, consistent peace, love, joy. I am focused. I am in a place of abundance, receiving things, receiving what God wants me to have. I'm in a beautiful space.
I love it. And that's a good place to be in, especially in a time like this. It's a good place to be in that space of peace. And I love when you say that you're still learning. A lot of people get a little confused. We learn until the day we die.
That's it. I will never
learning.
forget. I met Stevie Wonder. He was backstage at one of the shows that I did. He came out and sang with us, but backstage, he is so funny, by the way. And he comes over and he says, Trenyce, I love your tone. Your tone is so beautiful. And he said, okay, now let me take this picture of you, right? So that's his humor. He makes fun of himself. And so we were having.
Did you laugh?
Of course I did. Of course I did. But he's funny like that.
I love it.
Stand still. Let me take this picture. And so we get to talking, and he said, I said, well, what do you think has been the one thing that has sustained you? Because he's been in the business over 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he has had a tremendous musical career since he was 12. So I said, what is the one thing that you think has gotten you this far? He said, I still take voice lessons.
Wow.
If Stevie Wonder takes voice lessons, then I still need to be learning.
Wow.
There is no space that I should sit in where I'm comfortable and confident enough that I don't think about Stevie Wonder telling me that he still takes vocal lessons. So there you have it.
Yeah. That's good information. Yeah. I love that. I love that. How can they find you on social media, and how can they listen to your awesome music?
Well, I have a few songs on iTunes. The main one is In the End All Right. Please download that. you can find me on Instagram by going to @Trenyce1 and @Trenyce Music. I am on Twitter @Trenyce.
Mm-hmm.
I am on LinkedIn, Trenyce Cobbins, if you'd like to do a little bit of business. And you can go to alltrenyce.com, sign up for some classes, or just, subscribe there for the newsletter and things like that. And you can also look for me to be in 2 movies that will be coming out soon, but I wish I could speak of them, but I cannot.
Oh!
So yes, there you have it. I am here, and I do talk back, so don't worry about that. I love interacting.
She talks back, y'all. She talks back.
Yeah. Are you on Instagram? Are we following each other on Instagram?
I follow you. Are you following me?
I don't know. I need to check that out. I need to be sure.
Check that out. Check that out for me, sis. Check that out. But I thank you so I love you already. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Cheeks. Let me at him.
We'll be right back. I love it.
Next, we have Chip Days. We'll be right back.
What's up, y'all? I'm Leon Frierson, former cast member from Nickelodeon's All That and co-host of the Prime Nostalgia podcast. And I'm here to ask you to join me in watching the Michael Finkley Show weekly on YouTube. Now, I've been on the show, so I definitely know it's a platform where you'll be educated, informed, and inspired. Now, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on YouTube.
My bossy and my crib.
She is flexible, and she is a multitasker. She is a wife, a mom. She is city councilwoman.
When I was growing up, Mom worked outside the house, and so my dad was an entrepreneur. I saw him leaving early in the morning or late at nights to go meet with clients, and he was always one who told me, if you show up on time, you're late.
I just admire how she's able to not only juggle the demands of her jobs, but keep her family really first.
The outstanding thing about the Isaac family is their noble contributions to improving the quality of life for our Colombians and people all over this state.
I, Tamika Isaac, do solemnly swear.
Discharge the duties thereof, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and very good.
I first ran because I saw a need, I saw a void that needed to be filled, a voice that wasn't there. And over the last several years, I feel like I've been able to be that voice.
So often as women in whatever spaces that we're in, we're often discounted because we're a mom or we're a wife or we have this career, and she's an everyday woman who shows women what excellence looks like.
She has walked the walk of being a small business person, of being a parent, of sending her kids to school.
Columbia is a great place, and we have done a lot in the last few years as far as law enforcement. But law enforcement can't do everything, nor should it do everything. We have to really expand upon the tools, technology, and community policing, investing in our communities so that law enforcement is a partner with our communities. Being a Columbia native, I've seen the way this city has grown. It's grown to the point that sometimes not everybody's been a part of that growth. I want to make sure that communities, specifically communities of color, make sure that they are part of Columbia's present and its future. I want to have a climate plan for this city that not only helps us be sustainable, but also helps provide opportunities for folks in the workforce. There are so many opportunities to take advantage of technology, green energy. I want to be the advocate for growing our city and being on the forefront, not just looking at what other cities are doing and following them, but being the leader.
If you don't have the right leadership, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities.
I think having a woman as mayor of the city of Columbia is long overdue.
Tamika Isaac Devine, and I'm running for mayor of the City of Columbia.
I'm just not college material. I am tired of school. I'm just not sure what I want to do after graduation. Sound familiar? Welcome to the Prelo Educational Institute. Our focus is to help young people prepare for life after high school. It's never too early to start planting the seed for education, career, and life overall. The Prelo Educational Institute is made up of the following two products. The first product is the book titled I Ain't Going to College, A Guide for Life After High School. This is the first book of a series that introduces middle and high school students to a young man struggling to find his way and make the decision about whether attending college is the right choice for him or not. The book has questions inside, and a supplemental curriculum can also be purchased. The newest product from the Prelo Educational Institute is our online course titled Preparing for Life After High School. In this course, students will learn about decision-making, self-confidence, accountability, self-awareness, and many other topics that speak to social-emotional learning. Young people will read a story about a young man who never gave up no matter what the circumstances were. The course is interactive and has questions, quizzes, and video. Do not wait until your child or student is a senior in high school to start planning. Enroll today. To enroll and learn more, please visit www.speakerauthormarlowe.com.
Now, this next guest, he does not truly need an introduction because you already know who he is. Two-time Grammy-nominated singer and writer and American Idol alumnus, Mr. Chip Days. Chip.
Wow. Thank you. That was quite an introduction.
It's all true.
It's
all true. How are you, Chip?
Wow, I'm doing well. Taking it a day at a time. Ready for COVID to be done. Yeah, ready to get back performing.
Definitely. We want to see you perform. So, Chip, when did you know that, hey, I can sing?
To be honest, I grew up in the church, Jerusalem Baptist Church in Hartsville, South Carolina.
Oh yeah, he's also my South Carolina homeboy. Just want to tell y'all that too. My cousin.
Yeah, we're like cousins, family. So growing up in the church, you know, it's a no-brainer. You own the choir, you own the youth choir. Mm-hmm. And just having that background, we always sang, and I used to listen to the radio and hear different runs and riffs, and I was hey, I think I can do this. So, I think that was really the start of me, I would say, believing in myself that, the possibility that I could do it, because I would say at that point, it was like a dream. And I was like, wow, I could really step out to make this a reality.
Right, definitely. And being from South Carolina and growing up in a rural area, Hartsville, and just seeing that potential in yourself, saying, I can be that person. Who were some of your influences during that time to kind of feed on that for you?
Well, it was R&B. It was R&B. It was gospel. Of course, my parents first. Yeah. My parents, because they performed and sang at weddings a lot. So, I used to sit and watch them rehearse. So I would say first and foremost, my parents.
Yeah.
Then I would say like Joe, Brian McKnight. I used to like different things about, I would pull some of the things that I like from different performers. Stevie Wonder. I always like Whitney Houston. And yeah. I mean, she's still like probably the best singer ever to me.
Yeah.
And it was just something magical magical about her voice.
Yeah, definitely.
And presence. So, you know, at that point, I wouldn't say mimicking, but, you know, I would sing a lot of the songs that I heard on the radio. And just to kind of, for reassurance, I would go sing for girls, to be honest. And it would be, okay, yeah, you know, this is good. Or, oh, I really like this one. And it kind of let me know where I was.
Yeah.
So it was, at that point, it was like, oh, okay, I know where I am. So now I can continue to move forward. And that took me into writing.
Yeah.
Because I used to write poems and, you know, but I didn't know song format or really how to write. So I kind of went from singing to writing poems and to writing songs.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, and it's helped you tremendously along the years. So fast forward, you leave Hartsville and you move to the big city of Atlanta, and you heard about these auditions with American Idol. How did that come about?
Oh man. Wow. And it seems like now, like it was so long ago, but it's at first I didn't want to go. Let me say and sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Those things that you're like, you know, I don't know about this. That's a lot of times something that's good for you. And now more than ever, you know, those things that I'm kind of like, I don't know if I should do it. I do them now, you know, because of those experiences. So at first I didn't want to go, and I was kind of like, you know, what is this? Because I seen it was like the tail end of the very first one. And so at that point, you were literally outside. So we ended up staying outside for, it was what, a day? I'd say 2 days, something like that. No, it was, because that to me was like the real first one. So it was like a line wrapped around Centennial Park. And it was like literally sleeping in line. There was people with sleeping bags, tent. So, you know, it shows how bad people wanted it.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, well, do I want this thing? You know, like, you know, it really challenges you to, if it's something that you want to do or you're serious about. So, and I ended up being blessed because when it was time to go in, they gave everybody armbands. And I think the first 500 people had to go in that morning. So anybody who's saying knows, okay, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. You want to at least warm up some, you know? So I was in like the that third group. So I was able to leave and come back. So that really helped me. And I had my song I was going to sing, Ribbon in the Sky. So I was comfortable with that song. And yeah. And I would say just seeing all the talent, it was like, wow. Because you really didn't know. You really didn't know. It was some of the most amazing singers. It was like, yeah. It was scary in a sense. It was.
Yeah.
It was. You know, especially when you think competition and you looking at other people, it's like, wow. Like, am I wasting my time right now?
Oh, wow.
Because it was some amazing, it was some amazing singers, and you didn't know what they were looking for, to be honest. So, that was kind of going into it. That's where my headspace was.
Yeah.
And you know, making it through the auditions, it was kind of reassuring. And I was like, okay, finally.
But you made it through the auditions. At the end of the season, you came in 5th.
Well, it was actually, I ended up going to a wild card round with Clay Aiken. Because it was like, so roughly it was making it to, I think they did the top 10 that year. It was like making the 12.
Gotcha.
You know, and when you look back on it, it was a lot of people. It was
a lot, but you were up there. you were up there. And again, that's a season with Ruben Studdard and Clay Aiken. I watched it like it was like nothing else on television. I love those first few seasons of American Idol, and you all made it worth our while. So after Idol, you began to do some amazing things, collaborations, your first debut on television. You did it all, and even grabbing a nomination for the Grammys. Talk about that.
Wow. Yeah. Well, going back into songwriting, it really kind of took a life of its own. I started writing songs for myself, and that grew into writing songs for other people. And I was working with different artists like Keith Sweat, B5, and Charlie Wilson. And the Charlie Wilson song "You Are," it ended up being a #1 record, and man, that was a huge blessing. That's like to this day my biggest song still. Yeah, it was a blessing. It was a blessing. So like I was able to go to the Grammys, have that experience, and I was able to take my mom with me. So that was awesome. That was awesome.
What about the time where you actually wrote the song "Struggle No More"?
Ooh, you did your research.
And that ended up on a soundtrack of a movie. Talk about that.
Yes, it was the title track for Tyler Perry's "Daddy Little Girl." And yeah, that was a whole nother awesome experience. To get that song placed, and just knowing that it was going to be on the soundtrack and in the movie. I was blown away. And Anthony Hamilton ended up singing the song. Yeah, that's wow. To this day, it's kind of like looking back at it like, man, is it real?
Definitely. And I tell you this, being from South Carolina and not persons talking about you can being fulfilling your dreams in this right, you are an inspiration to myself. So I see the blessings that God has created for you. I'm like, well, if he did it for him, he can do it for me as well. So thank you for being that inspiration. I definitely appreciate you.
Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Yes, sir. That comes from here.
Because really, I would say that's really the most rewarding part of it. Because you hear it where people get inspired by some of the things that you do, and that's all I can ask. That's all I can ask.
Definitely, awesome. I love this. And what else is on your bucket list? What else do you feel that you want to achieve in the future?
Wow. Well, I definitely, I've done stage plays, but I really want to get into acting as well.
Okay.
And so I might take some more classes, some more acting classes. But that's something I always aspired to do, to act and continue to do music, of course, but to expand and do. Hey, I like to do partnerships with different brands as well. Just continue to grow more than anything. Because I consider myself a student. Still to where like because the music business and entertainment is always changing. So I'm looking to grow and evolve with it, and be able to pass that information along. I also have on my website online course, and that's the point of the course. A lot of the things that I did encounter along my journey, I'm able to give back to others, whether it be singing 101, performing live, singing in the studio, because there's so many different aspects to all of it. I think it's important. It really cuts down the timeline. It won't take 10 years to get that information. So That's huge.
Major. Love this. Well, how can they find you on social media?
Well, I'm on Instagram, Facebook. What's the other one? I'm on all platforms at Chip Days Music. It's at Chip Days Music.
Gotcha. All righty. You heard it here, and all your information is in the description below. Chip, thank you so much for being on today. You really made my day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was an awesome interview, man. This was awesome.
Thank you.
I love your show, and I wish you much success.
Thank you so much.
Hi, everyone. It's your girl, Trenyce from American Idol, and I am encouraging you to tune into the Michael Finkley Show on Roku TV and YouTube.
Calling all Trio, Gear Up, JAG, and other college readiness organizations. Hello everybody, it's Finkley with the Finkley Experience. I am here to offer you information about our college readiness cohort series.
This college readiness series includes college applications, SAT, ACT prep, scholarships, financial aid, the mental mind state, HBCU versus PWI versus technical colleges, and so much more.
You know, this is helpful because it's actually like making me change my college plan.
Really?
If interested, visit our website, thefinkleyexperience.com, or just email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. We're looking forward to working with you.
Morphin' time.
On the Michael Finkley Show, we have Catherine Sutherland and Nakia Parise. We can't forget Zordon. David J. Fielding is with us.
Next Finkley.
Friday.
Hello, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Now, you know I'm going to ask you, what did you learn? Let's have a conversation in the comments below. I was just very, very, very honored to chat with these two individuals about their legacy that they're leaving for the persons that are behind them, their families. So it's just amazing to see what they're up to, what they're doing. They're still doing great. They're still doing amazing things. So thank you for so much for just sitting down with us and talking with us. Trenyce and Chip, thank you so much. Continue to be great in what you do. You have a big supporter here. I got you. On the next Michael Finkley, as we wrap up, Lord, oh my gosh, Friday. Oh my gosh. So as we wrap up our Where Are They Now week, I had to go back again into my childhood and get this awesome show, The Power Rangers. I don't care what you say. It was a show for me back in the day. 1994, 1995, you know, I was glued to the TV watching the Power Rangers. And again, we have some amazing individuals from this series. This part of my life is just so amazing. So we have Catherine Sutherland and also to Nakia, Bernice, and also can't forget Zordon. David J. Fielding is with us as well. So y'all in for another awesome treat. So that's Friday's Finkley. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring that bell for notification. We'll see you an email saying, hey, new content's uploaded. Please listen to us on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts. And also, too, for up-to-date information about what we're doing and what we're all about, please visit our website at michaelfinkleyshow.com. Thank you so much for watching. And guess what? We'll see you Friday. Have a good one.